Hey there guys, I just wanted to give a quick update video in terms of collegiate and where I'm at with videos. I'm currently in the middle of one, preparing for midterms, and two, playing two playoffs at the same time, so it's a little bit tight schedule-wise, but I'm definitely getting work done on some videos, trying some new stuff out, so hopefully that'll be coming out in the next couple weeks or month or so. But first, I figured I'd just give an update of where I am in terms of collegiate. So first, in CEA Open, our record is 4-1. We lost a game we really shouldn't have, but we were playing really poorly, so we lost the one game. We bounced back and we won the next 3 in a row. So we're in playoffs with the number 13 seed for that. We need to win 2 games to get a chance at playing a relegation match, and then if we win 3, we'll be automatically confirmed for invite next season, which I think we should be able to do. At the very least, we should be able to play a relegation match, and I think we can beat whoever is up for relegation. In terms of Face It Collegiate, it just started up. We played our first match. We got a solid 2-0. It was 7-4, 7-3, I'm pretty sure. So we have our next game this Saturday, and it should be a pretty easy one. The team we play against doesn't really have a lot of experience playing against invite-level teams, so it should be a pretty easy win for us, just getting those extra points for group stage. And then CR6, the big one. So we ended our group stages with a record of 4-5. 3 of the games that we lost, we arguably could have won. One loss was just a really, really bad performance. We threw a lot of rounds. The second loss against Saint Clair, who I'll be talking about more later on, we really should have won. We had a couple unlucky disconnects. We had 2 separate guys on 2 separate rounds have their games just force close themselves mid-round. We had man advantage or even man count on defense. And let me tell you, playing a round down a man because of a disconnect is not a fun thing to do, especially against a team that's been ranked in the top 10 for pretty much the whole season now. And the final loss that could have really gone either way was a game against the number 2 team in the country. We lost 5-7. So being able to pretty much go the distance with a team of that caliber is something that we were all really happy with. And I think that even though that was a loss, it kind of helped us build some momentum going to playoffs. So for playoffs, our first round ended up being a forfeit win. Since we were in the 12 seed, we were playing against a lower seed team. I think they were like 38 or something out of the 64. So it should have been a relatively easy match regardless, but they did have to forfeit. Second round was against the University of Minnesota. They're a solid team, I won't lie. We lost the first map. We were playing really rusty. We came back. We ended up winning 9 rounds in a row after going down 0-5 map 2. So we won those 7 in a row, and then we won the next 2 on Chalet, and eventually won it 2-1. And that brings us to the game that I'm going to talk about today for the most part. So it was a rematch against Saint Clair in the round of 16. They ended up receiving the 5th seed, and again, we were the 12th seed. So winning this match would mean that we would enter the Elite 8 quarterfinals, which means we get part of the prize pool. And I believe quarterfinals is our team's best ever finish for a CR6 Mini Major, if I'm not mistaken. So winning this game wouldn't just be nice because of the cash prize pool that we would get part of, but also it's a rematch against a team that we totally should have beat beforehand. And, you know, breaking or tying your school's record for placement isn't really a bad thing either. The full VOD will be posted below. It won't be monetized because it is property of CollegiateR6. So anyways, let's start off with the map bans. We lost map bans horribly. It could not have gone worse. First, we basically took them to their best map on our map pick, which was Coastline. Then they picked our legitimately worst map, Oregon, and the decider was Chalet, which both of us were okay at, but I think they have slightly more practice on it. So the first 2 maps were literally their strongest map and our weakest, one after the other, so not really a good combination. We didn't realize Coastline would be such a good map for them because they had just lost Coastline to a team that we already beat, so we assumed they would be pretty weak at it. But we also failed to account for Vazdex, who is the entry frag / hyper carry for Saint Clair. He is an absolute demon. He can click heads all day. He is the definition of a mechanical beast. I think I only won maybe 2 gunfights head on with him. We knew going in our strategy would have to be to shoot him in the back and get a crossfire. It just took us way too long to adjust. The first 4 rounds of our attack on Coast went horribly. I think he aced twice. We then managed to kind of claw back 2 rounds The first round was off of the back of me getting a 4K.
That ISU will be required to take every single defensive round if they want to find overtime. Great nade from Cal, though, so that will change up the rhythm and actually be the very first round where Illinois State has found the opening pick. Rapid does not like that, so he will attempt to retake lobby. Gangstology will attempt to play aggressive as well, and they will get punished for it. Cal doing a fantastic job now of finally punishing Saint Clair for just dumb decisions, and Fortra will join his teammate in doing exactly that. Rapid says goodnight, and it is JM and Kinger to pull this one back, but it is going to take a miracle if they want to take 5 Illinois State attackers down who now know exactly what they are going up against. That is a triple kill for Cow. JM last alive, and Cow whipping around the corner hits a beautiful shot onto JM, and ISU bring things back with a vengeance.
And then the second was just how we should have been playing attack from the start. But by that point, it was kind of too late for that adjustment. So we switched to defense. We then lost on blue bar because we just couldn't kill Vazdex. And then we ended up going to Penthouse because we do have, I would say, one of the best Penthouse holds in Collegiate. We figured it out pretty early. We've been refining it. We've been tweaking it. But we knew we would have to go back to blue bar. So by this point, we're pretty much just preparing to lose. We go to kitchen, hoping to put off blue bar a little bit longer, thinking maybe we can get some momentum if we win kitchen, but we just get pieced apart. It's a flawless round for Saint Clair. So we're going into map 2, having just been brutalized on our own map pick, and now we're moving to their map pick, which is also coincidentally our worst map. So things weren't looking good. On the stream, I was looking at the channel point predictions, and the chat had a 98% vote for Saint Clair. So naturally, being the shameless gambling addict that I am, I bet all of my points on ourselves. The payout was an 11-to-1 ratio. Little spoiler alert, I won. So screw you, everybody voted against us. Imagine doubting. We started out on defense on Oregon, which ended up being an amazing choice. We started upstairs in dorms. That went horribly. I think everybody was thinking the game was pretty much over at that point. We had just gotten brutalized on our own map pick, and then we lost the first round really hard. But we decided to just stick with the rotation. We moved to the basement. We actually got a win off. And after winning that first round on the basement, we said, screw it, let's go tertiary site. We went to meeting kitchen. I'm really happy with our meeting kitchen defense. I think it's really solid, and we've practiced it enough to see what teams will try to do. Because something that college teams especially have a weakness with is attacking tertiary bomb sites. They don't see it a lot, so they don't really ever attack against them, and being able to set up a defense that's even moderately reliable means you're going to have an easier time. So we win kitchen meeting, and then we say screw it, and we go to kitchen dining. Even though we don't have any strats for it, nobody knows what's going on. We just set up like a quick random whatever strat, and we end up getting another win. And another one. And another one. So we won the half 5-1, which I can safely say no one saw coming. We did a really good job shutting down Vazdex, and without their hard carry, they really can't be expected to do much. Their strength as a team is enabling Vazdex to get 1 or 2 entry kills and just poking a hole in the defense. And then, taking site. And that's not to say that we didn't struggle either. We lost our first 2 rounds. Once they got to meeting kitchen, we actually do have attack strats. So we were able to just run what we know, clear out roamers, push main side, go for the plant down a meeting. It was a solid, clean round. I got wallbanged by a Maestro who was halfway ADS'd. So if I hadn't died, it would have been a flawless. But overall, it was an excellent attack. It put us up 6-3 match point. And they were going back upstairs. I got a super early pick on Vazdex, so it's already looking good. We had one of the cleanest top floor attacks we've ever had as a team. Attacking Oregon is really not our strong suit, and the fact that it was something that we were able to pull together to get a plant down was pretty impressive. But it came down to a super unfortunate LMine and a miscommunication, and we ended up losing the round. And the one immediately after that too. So it's now 6-5. They're back onto their tertiary site, and we're feeling pretty confident that we could take it again. Vazdex adapted to what we were doing. He tried to play more aggressive. He shot off some Hibana pellets, but ultimately he hit an air jab because he was swinging me. He gets cooked, and then everything just falls apart. For both teams, this was probably the most hectic round I've seen in a while.
Will refocus, but with 45 seconds remaining, Vazdex very effective on that time waste, but Rapid caught sleeping, and a fantastic shot from Zooted. All of a sudden, Illinois State look on the verge of taking this one. It's going to have to be a clutch up from Gangstology on the site, but he is nervous of Saint Clair bearing down from above. JM getting his second kill, shutting down Haravic, and that could very well be a huge pick, but a perfect double swing from both Cow and Snail to remove the only player left on the site itself. All they've got to do is grab this diffuser and try to get back in this fight, but JM could prove huge. He'll down Cow. Kringle and Zooted have to get something going, but Kinger and JM are tucked away. There goes Kinger. He'll get one. He'll get two. JM responds. It's all up to Kringle, but he'll whip around and get it. No way. They bring it back out of nowhere. And ISU pull it out, taking map 2.
So we're back to 1-1. I'm up like 70,000 channel points. We're all happy. But it's map 3, Chalet, which is really a toss-up. Harabic, who is probably our best player in terms of consistently getting 15 plus kills, decides that he's going to be playing Monty for the attack. Playing comp around a Monty is really a unique experience. You just don't see it a lot. You haven't seen it since, Penta G2 with Pengu sort of pioneering that oppressive Monty gameplay. But we pretty much steamrolled. We had a couple of rough rounds, especially bar gaming. I didn't bring flashbangs on Bucket. We had no way to burn.
I guess is their thought. They're going to bring the same lineup from the previous round. The Cow consistent on that sledge, but looks like Vazdex will get too aggressive for his own good once again. I really wish that he learned. He is in college after all, where it is all about learning, but really struggling to learn anything about how this game has progressed. I feel like Vazdex has swung and died so many early times. Looks like Rapid will be next in line. A couple of pings.
He's still rock climbing out there, so they're definitely in no hurry. But Cow is going to make quick work, despite their lack of hurry, of another defender on site, J and Beast, falling to the vertical play of the sledge. That's exactly what you want to see if you are ISU. Now, Gangstology and Kinger have a very tall mountain to climb ahead of them, and the sledge, the vert holes, have continued to prove very useful now as Kinger is locked even out of the sight, and Zoot is there just ready to hold the door.
To step things up. Cow focused on the snow player, gets himself taken on down, and Kringle is busy focusing elsewhere. Harabic is going to take things into his own hands. He whips out the pistol, and he's going to go on the hunt. But now that Kringle found Kinger, Harabic knows all he has to do is sit back and play this one like a Monty. Kringle will swing back around the rotate, taking down Gangstology.
Downstairs, that might come back to hurt them later in the round, but Zoot is going to find one, and frags are coming left, right, and center now as a 3v2 for Illinois State. Kringle going to find not one, but two from has made his way back onto site. Vazdex going to take a lot of damage in the gunfight and is going to be down, leaving our friend Rapid in essentially what is a 1v3 situation now. He is tucked in a pretty good spot here in office. He can try to take some gunfights here, but Snail wants to take one of his own, and he is going to dispatch the Jaeger very quickly. That's
even despite our complete lack of brain cells when it comes to clearing utility, we were able to take the half 4-2. We then went up 2 rounds in a row on defense with bar gaming and then a basement hold. Kringle won us a round that we probably should not have won.
And then some at this point, and now Mudroom is his target, and Harabic is going to fall now, and Cow is going to take out J&B. So the diffuser now down outside in lobby. So despite all the work that Vazdex has done to secure map control, it's all for naught, as Cow is going to find himself another one. Trying to secure that diffuser is not going to work. Vazdex and Kinger now are going to have to try to get this diffuser back.
Kinger will look towards the blue stairs, but uncertain that there is a player sitting close. He's not going to check the right angle, and that rat is Snail himself, sneaking away on the ground 5 seconds ago. But what is new with this team? Saint Clair refuse to play together anymore. They seem to have lost that coordination that we applauded them for on Coastline.
We then go to our tertiary site, which is Kitchen Dining. So we don't go master because it's really just not a good bomb site. Solar takes are too powerful on it, and if I'm remembering correctly, it has an 11% win rate in NAL, and I can understand why. It is incredibly hard to hold once you lose Solarium control, because being able to take from Solar, getting into Master, and just planting is really hard to counter. So we go kitchen dining. We get it down to a 5v1. I'm injured. I'm not saying anything. I'm expecting to just die. Hrabic probably makes the worst decision he's ever made in a comp game. Goes for the res with Zooted covering. And we get wiped. Kringle peeks and gets wiped. And it's a 1v1. And if you know anything about Snail, he does not win those. So we have thrown the 6-2 match point. Goes to 6-3. And we decide to run it back. Unfortunately, the setup took way longer than usual since we were missing a shotgun that we were supposed to have. And we basically got pieced apart still setting up the site. We get flawless. So it is not looking good now. The casters and probably most people watching thought we lost all of our momentum. And the thought definitely passed through my head for like half a second, but we were definitely not going to lose this game after staying up so late. At this point, it's already like 12:30 a.m. Kringle has a 9 a.m. class to attend. It is late as hell. I told my team I'm not playing this long just to lose. So we went to bar. We had the sketchiest 4v2 I've ever witnessed.
But I don't know if he knows there's somebody lurking below. Yes, he does. He will get that pre-fire perfectly and shut down Snail. Now, getting this wall open, looking to build this pressure onto the site itself. 15 seconds, though. Now down to 10, and they need to get a move on. Triple kill for Gangstology, and now it's just about getting this plant. Kinger has diffuser, though, so he's got to put this on the ground, and somebody's got to get this coverage. Hrabic goes for the wide swing towards supply. That's not going to work, but here comes Zooted from behind. The triple kill to close out the match. A surprise flank that Saint Clair were not prepared for, and ISU will get the victory here, and
we ended up winning. So this game was sort of a redemption arc. We went from losing our first best of one against Saint Clair to losing the first map in a horrible fashion to winning 2 more maps with a lot of trolling. But we still advanced to the quarterfinals, where we will be playing against Akron, who is one of the top teams in Collegiate. They're an absolute powerhouse and the closest thing Collegiate has had to a dynasty. So it'll be an interesting game. Depending on when this video gets uploaded, we may have already played the match, but regardless of that outcome, this match against Saint Clair, at least in my mind, is one of the best and worst matches I've ever played of Siege, and it was incredibly fun. So if you want to see more crazy matches, make sure you check out the CollegiateR6 Twitch channel. They do stream some really good matchups, some really funny matchups, some crazy moments, some, sometimes a little bit of trolling, but at the end of the day, it's fun Siege, it's good Siege, it's a great experience, so make sure you guys please check them out. Sorry if I did a bit of rambling. I really do want to do more collegiate focused content because there aren't enough eyes on this really great Siege community that kind of gets slept on and even joked about a lot unfairly sometimes. I will admit it's good to have a good laugh when people do a little bit of trolling, but all jokes aside, Collegiate Siege is amazing and it's been a great experience in the few weeks I've been playing in it. And I definitely encourage everyone who's in high school or college to look into getting involved with their college esports team. So please check that out. I'll be making another video covering more of just CollegiateR6 in the future. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you liked the video, and I'll see you in the next one.